My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Roguebook. Last run, we learned what we want to do for this run, did we not? That is Sifa in front, Aurora behind. And I don't think I have anything I can really afford in there, so instead we're going into the run. However, we go into the run and we will take the Greed is Good modifier. Start with Vigoro's Hat or gold piles are revealed. Your heroes are dealt 2 non-lethal damage each time you pick up gold. And I've taken 2 characters who have access to some amount of self-healing in their kits to try and kind of lessen the impact of that one a little bit, to be sure. And then we'll be turning on the Lantern Fairies. Towers and Runes of Sight are replaced by Lantern Fairies. Alright. It's gonna be a good one. I'm certain of it. I'm already,
As soon as we make it
Ink,
out of here,
hang on.
Want to see you again.
Yalmir's Tablet, Alchemists are revealed on the map and are free. Oh my god. Scholar Shard as well. Okay. Okay, we've got a lot of direction already. There's also the Magic Game Cap over here. Gain a brush, start each chapter with an additional brush. Definitely going to want to work my way over there. There's an Alchemist directly next to it. Hey! Every single day at some point, my phone will just activate based off of something that I've said. When I lived in my old place, it actually doxed me. It just, for some reason, I'd said some words and it was like, oh, the weather in local area here is X. Thanks. It was actually close enough to my microphone that everyone heard it as well. I need to just turn that off, but also I forget about it being an issue immediately after it occurs. Oh dear. You're seeing what I'm seeing, aren't you? There's a Primal Skull right there. This card costs 4 more, gain 8 when it is cast. And there's also a Faria Flute. Energy is stored in between turns. I already know some stuff I want to do here, but let's have a look at some of the other options. Disciple, ally. Whenever you dissolve a card, deal damage equal to this ally's spirit to a random enemy. It's also the gem of breaking. This card's hits remove all enemy block. Let's actually have a look at the base deck as well. We've got an equilibrium here. Attack for damage equal to Aurora's life. Gain block equal to Aurora's missing life. A quicken, absorb soul, devil strike. Attack the leading enemy and gain some block. Ritual Strike as well. Okay, we have some energy gain in this deck. We've got Scholar Shard here, which wants to do some drawing for us. We've got a Primal Skull in here. Hex has the Rage upgrade to draw more cards. We've got Windfall there as well. We've got a Faria Flute. I'm just identifying the elements that I'm looking at immediately and going, is that an infinite? Because that's a really good way to not take any damage. Just infinite all your enemies straight to death. Okay. I don't take the Vault of... What the heck? When did I take... Did I take that damage from... Wait. When we leave the store, it tells us we got a gold amount, which I thought was just a visual bug, but is that going to damage us? No? Okay, so it's not the store interaction. So it would have just been the addition of gold that we got at the very start of the run from our Roguebook modifiers. The embellishments, I guess? Strange. Okay. Let's have one look in the other direction as well. Until your deck is shuffled for the first time, gain 2 power. I mean, look, that'd be a great thing to get for the sake of the damage. There's no Lantern Fairies over the left side of the map. Right side of the map has 3 of them, as well as both of the Alchemists. So basically, the only thing over the left side of the map that I really care about is the Crumbling Blade. Let's take this normal fight first. I don't think it's going to be a problem for us. Got a lot of damage in the deck. I should probably prioritize going to the Alchemists over going for the extra 2 power. It's just, do I have enough damage to... Oh, that's not the correct ordering for us. I mean, I say it's not the correct ordering for us, and yet it's gonna murder you on turn 1. If it works, how incorrect can it be? And defend, and then quicken, and then devil strike him. Thank you. Try and make sure that I get the full heal at the end of each fight. For both characters, ideally. Play combo. Uses all of our energy back again. 16 and 9 is lethal with a heal. Both of them are on full HP again. Beautiful. Noble Ink. We took 2 damage when we picked up the gold from that. Noble Ink. 4 spaces is pretty good. 4 spaces can't get me all the way to this Lantern Fairy. I mean, you know, 2 spaces gets me to this Lantern Fairy, but also the ink gets me that Lantern Fairy as well. In fact, it even gets me the Alchemist before the Lantern Fairy to shoot it up in this direction, and then I have to pop that lantern. Something is going to have to get me the ability to start moving over in this direction. And I do want to get to the Alchemist as quickly as possible, so I think I'm just going to go. 0 gold to transmute a card. That's what I like to see. Given the prevalence of... Given the prevalence in the store of features that are related to cheating out energy and things associated, I'm probably going to care the most about getting maybe some Aurora draw cards. So let's change one of your strikes, maybe. I could change Equilibrium. Equilibrium's like a nice 20 damage right now, but unfortunately a lot of the time, unless I heal Aurora at the start of a fight, it will move Aurora to the front because I'll gain block equal to her missing life. But then if it does that and she takes damage but not lethal damage, I can then just heal it back up. No, it's gonna be a strike. Yeah, I hear strike. Well, there's the Kappa study. Can I go for something else instead though? No. Do I discard a card at random for Kappa Study to be free? Or have it draw and discard an extra card? I have enough energy gain. Draw and discard.
This matches my show.
I also, like, I'm pretty sure damage-wise we'll be able to take this out early. I should reorient the party still. Actually, if we reoriented the party before this, we would be able to strike and then ritual strike and then equilibrium. Instead, we're just going to have to equilibrium and strike. Costs us 10 damage that turn. If we're 10 damage short here, we know why. Okay. I'm going to quicken and Kappa Study. This could actually get us back to the Ritual Strike castable, and it does. Perfect. Then I will quicken again, use Devil Strike from the back line, and then strike from the front line. Or strike from the back line, as it turns out. I can get more damage out of the Equilibrium just by popping the Aurora Mythmaker right now. Kappa Study draws 4 cards right now. If it draws the Ritual Strike, then it actually ends up positive in terms of the damage it provides to us. 20% chance to whiff there. I'm happy to take a 20. Okay. And then we'll quicken again to the back line. Just gonna heal up Aurora and do 24 damage. Orient myself back to the front for the sake of a possible another combo card. There we go. Ritual Strike sets up for Equilibrium for the kill. Whew. I'm really glad we got that kill.
Is that it?
It is Seeper. It is, for the moment at the absolute least. Another gold down there. Vault of Wisdom. Another normal battle off to the side. Glowworms. Next attack on an enemy is critically hit. There's the Windfall. Ranged, gain 3. I could give that an Archer's Emerald and then have it ranged, give 3. God, Farrier Flute really seems useful, at least until I get enough draw in the deck. That's a pretty good position for this. Not great returns from it, but it was still good exploration. It achieved multiple goals at the same time. Sometimes I care about revealing as many spaces as possible when I'm just looking for anything that should happen to be there. And I usually care about that, but I also care about, at the same time, trying to make sure that I get to very specific areas and start working in directions towards very specific areas. So sometimes I'm going for full exploration, sometimes I'm not. It really depends on what I think I can or will find. The problem is I can't pick up the Farrier Flute just yet, because it is entirely possible that I find a way to not have to take it in the first place. Using a Noble Ink to get there. I mean, look, if I get a Royal Ink instead, that'd be my way up there. So I guess we'll just go to the normal battle, see if we get a normal Ink. Okay. Whoa, missed our way to the front line, clicking our way back to the back line. And then, do you want to do 24 damage right now? Or do you want to gain a little bit of block? That's going to be extreme overkill, because I'm still probably using Absorb Soul on that target. Yeah, there's the Absorb Soul. Maybe I just don't use Absorb Soul on that target. Probably the better idea, to be honest. Gain a wee bit more block. I'll use Absorb Soul on one of these two at the absolute least. Hopefully we don't draw this hand. Oh well. I don't want to end on Quicken, I want to end on Strike. Because now the last card played... If the last card played this turn belonged to the other hero, this costs one less. Okay, never mind. I thought I was going to be able to set up across turns, but... it cannot. Which does make sense, to be fair. Let's use Kappa Study. It's basically free right now. Drop a defend. Setting up for Ritual Strike on the frontliner. A Equilibrium now takes that target out, then we follow up with a defend. Or we start with a Wall of Mist, then follow up with the Equilibrium, quicken our way back to the back line. Nice. I forgot about Tripped. Yep, Absorb Soul's so expensive. I mean, I have time, right? I don't really need to kill instantaneously. And if there was ever a situation where it's worth waiting to get a little bit more HP, it would be right now, wouldn't it? Kappa Study draws us all the way, hopefully, to Absorb Soul. Nice, which is lethal right now because we have the extra damage from the Quickens.
This is wasting my time.
Nice. Precision Ink is damned good. It's a decent amount of money down there, actually. 3 spaces away. We'll think about that in the future. I don't know if I want to go there just yet. So I can get a normal battle with a single ink. It's pretty good. And then if I stood there, I would be able to shoot a Noble Ink down that line, revealing 2 more piles of gold as well as a normal battle. And then it only takes me 1 space to get to this, which will explore the 2 spaces around it. Okay. Yeah, that actually might be more efficient. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Hello, Seed Saw. This looks like a Wall of Mist into Devil Strike into Quicken. Now we have Aurora take this damage, taking all but 2. And then I'll heal Aurora back to full HP. So Aurora was effectively just sapping that damage there. Oh, if I Kappa Study drawing to Quicken, we can actually play Ritual Strike this time. Quicken's literally the bottom card of the deck. Cool. Cool. Max damage right now. Equilibrium doesn't... Yeah. So things that set their damage to some other cost, like your size of your draw pile, your amount of life, things like that, they seem to have weird interactions with the Aura of Weakness and with power in that they don't really account for them. Like, that's just 22. That's my current base HP. But you can see the damage it'll inflict will be 16. It's just like the other attack cards, the number shows with the asterisks, but the number is being modified in some way, and it is taking account for the Aura of Weakness as well as boost attack. This would actually do 11 damage. Hence the confusion. Okay, I'll Kappa Study. We did find Ritual Strike. Good. I'm gonna drop the strike. Use Quicken to move to the front line. Use Ritual Strike to gain some energy back. See if he's going to take a fair walloping here. Use a little defend and I'll throw an Equilibrium from the back line. See, there it said 22 damage despite the fact that it was 24. I get that it doesn't want to misrepresent on the card what the size of the draw pile is or what the size of the max HP for the character is, but there has to be some happy medium betwixt the two, surely. Alright, we'll just absorb Soul next turn. Heal back up. Jump, 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 jump. Thank you for the HP. Oh, Stardust Pigment. That changes everything. Stardust Pigment probably goes out in this direction because it's really hard for me otherwise to explore there. Like 16 spaces if it hits there. I could also try and just get it closer to other gold sources. Move it down. We only get 15 spaces here, but it only takes me 2 to get in, so I could actually get in with a single brush. And then I get all of that gold. I'm closer to accessing the gold down south. I revealed a lot of spaces. Yeah. Then I can stand here and use a normal brush for 12, which is still a good brush. I'm happy to pick up all of the gold right now. We're pretty far ahead of the power curve at the moment, at least. Crumbling Blade goes on Sifa. And we also did just find 2 random Radiant Hearts, so we will have the ability to heal back up with those. Not going to be able to pick up that ink just yet. Let's have a look at this gemstone. Oh, Golden Sphere. Okay, Golden Sphere. You want to go in a big damage card. One that I'm happy burning out of the deck. I mean, it would go in a base strike for Sifa. Yeah, but we don't have base strike for Sifa. It going in an AoE card, though. Eye for an eye. Charge retain. Until the start of your next turn, whenever Sifa takes damage, deal that much damage to all enemies. I'm honestly unlikely to use that. Actually, the situation where I'm most likely to use that is where I take Eye for an Eye and Primal Skull, and I put the Primal Skull in the Eye for an Eye just so that I have Charge retain a 4 cost, and then as soon as I get to be able to play that 4 cost, as soon as I have 4 energy from some Various Loot or something else, I then play Eye for an Eye and start comboing off. Oh dear. So it's going 4 spaces down from the north rather than using the ink on the south. Yeah. But this demands one of my precision inks as well, but it does get me the other normal bells and gold, so still makes sense. Let's also take 1 precision ink there. I can use this fight to heal up before I go over to the normal battle. Okay. And we know that Aurora is going to pop that to try and deal more damage. We know Kappa Studies almost certainly draws Ritual Strike, which it does. That's playable, gives us 12 damage, sets us up for Equilibrium and another strike. I'll quicken now. Just for the excess damage. So Kappa Study my way into quicken and the other card. No, didn't work. That's fine. It's fine. That'll happen from time to time. Let's quicken our way back to the back line. Pop an Equilibrium for 26 damage. It's worth noting in the worst case scenario, we're still doing okay on that turn. There's Ritual Strike. I have to do a normal strike to set up a Ritual Strike here, unfortunately. Then we just follow it with as much damage as we possibly can. Quicken our way into another Equilibrium. Knowing that next turn I'm probably just playing Absorb Soul. Oh, that'll do it. There's that big heal I was talking about. Hey, hidden very well. Extra energy on turn 1. We now have 4 energy on turn 1. There is a card that we could make 4 energy on turn 1 and do some stuff with. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Take care. You know what? That golden sphere could actually legitimately just go into the Absorb Soul, because I'm trying to optimize around using those for Reap anyway right now. Actually, that's probably a really good idea. Fine. I was going to wait and try and find an AoE card to try and eke more value out of it, but using it earlier on is also eking more value out of it. I should take some damage before I go into a fight. At least on Aurora, that is. That's probably worth more than the 2 gold piles I could get to the south. It's just the Primal Skull is right there. Put it in Kappa Study. But then I'm going to have to be able to draw back into it, right, somehow. So Ritual Strike is energy positive, but only when both melee and combo are activated. Okay? Kappa Study draws 4 cards, discards 1, costs a card to play. So it's 2 cards positive. All those selective. We could draw 4 cards, or 5 cards with Kappa Study. It costs a card, so it gets 3 cards positive past that point. With only 10 cards in the deck, we are very much in the realm where I can try and craft something that is just repeatedly an infinite. Obviously, discarding a card that is random with Shadow Gem. The fact that it's a random card makes this so, like, every single episode I've mentioned it, and it makes it really, 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 really difficult to play unless it's for a card that you know you're using at the end of the turn, or if you're not really doing combo things and you're just doing value things. I can imagine it being particularly useful there. Windfall with a range gem makes a lot of sense right now, and I think I should just take it. Oh god, I can even get Windfall to draw a card to replace it, so...
Interesting.
Yep, that's what we do. Okay, that'll allow us to play a lot more cards. I really want to take the Primal Skull and put it in Kappa Study. So, do it. But if I can't play it, I'm screwed. I'm taking the thing. I'm not going to use it just yet, just in case. Just in case we get something pushes in a little bit of a different direction. This Alchemist helps provide us a lot of directionality, so we should probably go and check it as soon as possible. Let's find ourselves some more inks to do with. I'm just setting up the front line to be an easy reap next turn. We cast Windfall, draw a card, gain 2 energy. Kappa Study would be playable right now. Use Ritual Strike instead, though. Absorb a Soul. That is correctly in my... Yeah, that's gone. Good. Pop a Kappa Study and try and damage. Windfall for more energy, Ritual Strike for more energy, and then Equilibrium, Devil Strike.
This is wasting my time.
It went pretty well. Okay, so we got gold in the middle of that fight using a Reap, but it did not lower the HP of Aurora. Because I healed Aurora at the start of the fight to use Equilibrium's damage, so I know that the Reap happened after that. Interesting. Oh, Explosive Pigment. Okay, I already know what I need to do with that. Not where I need to do it, unfortunately, but I know what I need to do it. What it would be is take the ink from this space, because obviously I can only really use inks to get further, and then try and get myself in a position where the Explosive Pigment blows up as much as it can. Here is nice, but it's also directly next to something else that's already got a Revelation. I could go, like, here? 1, 2, 3. Here? No, here? That'd be a lot of space revealed. It's just, my thinking was maybe I should start revealing over in this area, but there's all these blocks. It's pretty inefficient. It would be like up 3 from here, get to this gold pile, and then blow up. Like, it reveals a lot of dead space. No, I just want to reveal more active space right now, I'm pretty sure. Definitely don't care about the south on that side. All right. Radiant Hearts are actually pretty good in this challenge. I mean, I'm not enthused about what we just picked up, to be clear, but they are useful in this challenge. Okay, let's take this 7, just so that I can make my way up here, and then reveal that Alchemist. Kappa Study first. Wow. Neither of our energy gain cards there. Okay, cheers. Thanks, game. Guess that. I don't want to swap our positions just in case we wouldn't be able to do it again next turn. Windfall deeply cares about being ranged. Almost as much as Ritual Strike cares about being melee and combo. Be able to reorient our characters right there, so didn't need to worry about that. One more turn, 60's worth of damage. We'll start with Kappa Study. I'm looking for energy, please. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll just about do it. We'll play Windfall, set up for a Ritual Strike. Equilibrium. Let's quicken. 9, 18, just short. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, you go back to the front of the line then. Send out a strike 2. And then I'm just gonna try and dig deep. As deep as I can possibly dig, looking for the absorb. Oh, never mind, it's gonna be at the very top of the deck anyway. Hello. Take my HP and my money, please. Another Hidden Farewell. Even more energy for the first 2 turns. Alchemist, you are free to transform my strike into draw. Draw is more needed.
Very well.
With the amount of energy gain I've given myself access to, draw is more needed. It might be time. It might be time to put the Primal Skull in Kappa Study. You're consistently being cast for 1. I think it is. It's not. Not yet. Not yet. We're getting very close to the time to actually pop that in, though. We're waiting to pop it in until we know we can consistently trigger it every single time we draw it, or at least like 80% of the time that we draw it. Uh-oh. This fight's rough, so I'm going to try and get real lucky here. Good draw. Not lucky, but good draw. Good. Try and take you out. That sets up for the Absorb Soul. So if I want to do that, I may as well... Well, I mean, I don't need to Wall of Mist if I'm going to be killing the Archer, right? Just normal defend will do it. In fact, I could just Devil Strike to get damage out instead. I think I will too. We're gonna need to, otherwise the Rebel Slinger's gonna give us hell. Windfall in hand with that trance is pretty good. Okay, so I want to guarantee that I can draw 4 more cards with this. We'll use Equilibrium first. Okay, then Trance. Setting up 4-card draw. Oh, 5-card draw, because Trance also draws and discards a card. Well, oops. Oops. That's not where I wanted to end, but it'll happen from time to time. Kappa Study draws us back into... Okay. We actually might have enough draw and energy positivity right now to possibly infinite. No, I don't want to do that into the new cycle just yet, right? No, we Ritual Strike first. Then we Windfall, because then Windfall has Ritual Strike in the new cycle. Okay, we draw 2 cards here. Or rather, if I want to draw 2 cards here. Which I do. Play 1 before the trance. Actually, it draws 3 cards. Trance draws an extra card. Trance draws an extra card. Trance draws an extra card. Draws us up to 8. Rats. Trance draws an extra card. Up to 8. Lock that away, because that's going to be important, bud. If you're going to actually do infinite things, you're going to need to brain. Okay. This is also like my 4th episode in a row that I've set up a pseudo-infinite. I know the game is very much about being able to break things. And look, I love infinites. Do not get me wrong. But part of what I love about infinites is how considered, planned, not necessarily emergent, although you build them out of emergent properties, that they are. It feels like this isn't necessarily that. As much as I love infinites, when you make a game that has the ability to create infinites pretty easily, at least as I'm experiencing at the moment, you put yourself in a position where that becomes the optimal playstyle to just try and build an infinite consistently. And when that's the optimal playstyle and that's just how you have to go about it, then it starts to disengage people. At least in my experience. Played a lot of games that have some system like this, and then afterwards stepped a little away from having a system like this. Monster Train is actually a really good example. The Awoken cards that all say draw next turn used to say draw. Now, with the amount of removal that's available in Monster Train, I don't need to tell you how that could become a problem. Especially because you can reduce the cost of cards in a store as well. They tamped that down by making that draw next turn. I really hope Aurora doesn't become draw next turn. Aurora also, her win rate right now is really low. Like, by far the lowest of all of the character combinations are the character combinations that include Aurora. I feel that is a temporary thing, because I feel like it takes, you know, maybe a little trust in yourself to try and do things like this consistently with her every time you play her. And a little bit of planning, a little bit of familiarity with that kind of style of play. But then afterwards, as I've been stumbling my way across saying, it is quite consistent. I should look at you as well. It takes bonus damage from cards that dissolve. Dissolves the hero's deck over the course of the battle. That doesn't happen when we take damage. It takes... it happens when we take life damage specifically to the Avatar of Mist, rather than just taking any damage at all. You can also see, like, we are now, what, 38 minutes in? This run was already dying last time. This character combination, such that I actually have the ability to generate my own self-heals, is very much preferred. Although, also, I am doing infinite things, so the enemies aren't really hitting me that much. Maybe on the first turn while I'm still doing setup. God, do I really want to explore that much more of this map? Or do I just leave for the next one? I could easily leave for the next one. Before I leave, I will look at all Vaults of Wisdom. Probably turn them all down, but I'll look at them. Before I do that, I will fight the Elite Battle, though, because the Elite Battle could easily have a relic in it that kind of completely inverts the order of things that I care about. Or it could have a gem in it that completely inverts the order of things I care about. You could have an enemy that highlights a weakness in my deck that I had not yet considered. 12. Okay. Yep. Yep. I will Wall of Mist here, just to make sure that I never have to play another defend card. Grand. I'll quick my way back to the front. Play a Ritual Strike. Cap or a Study. Windfall, Ritual Strike. I guess I'll just quicken. Equilibrium's pretty expensive, but I'll play something that costs just as much. But it does move Sifa to the front line, so Sifa is now in position for melee things, such as Ritual Strike, which goes out now. Windfall. Kappa Study. Ritual Strike. Windfall. Ritual Strike. Interesting. The more I look at that, the more I think I may have a 2-card infinite in here as well, as long as I get a draw gem. One more draw gem, that is. A draw gem that doesn't discard anything also, importantly.
Time for some tea.
Reveal 4 spaces in opposite directions. Okay, if we can actually find a really good position for that on this map, we'll still do it. Might have to be right there. There, actually. 4 spaces up, 4 spaces down. Also, it would get to a pile of gold, another pile of gold, another pile of gold, another pile of gold. It's got other things that it's meeting, not just the size requirements. It's just I don't talk about all of the things that it is attempting to achieve every single time I talk about what I'm doing. That gold's actually probably worth it. That gold isn't. Too far away. Unless I want to stand here and use a brush, it's 9 spaces. No, I think I'll just save all of my excess resources for the next floor. Alright. Whenever the equipped hero plays a card that costs 2 or more, deal 5 damage to all enemies. The Ogre Toe, we could easily put that on Sifa. Sifa does play the Absorb Soul and Ritual Strike, both for 2, also does Devil Strike. But do I need that damage? Hard to tell. Let's take our Elite fight first. It's this one. Windfall. Ritual Fall. Quick Fall and Trance. Why do I have so much defense? I don't have 30 block right now, right? That's illusory. Yeah, I played for 6 block. Let's absorb soul our way back to the front line. That's also killing my 30 block somehow. That 30 block shouldn't even be there in the first place, so. We'll cap a study now because we know that the remaining cards in the deck were the energy cards. Windfall Ritual. So illusory block shows that it will be destroyed every single time that you cast a card that wouldn't have otherwise given you that block, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, now it shows the correct. So it's just just a weird holdover that is there for some reason. Good. At least I know how to identify it. That'll make it a lot easier to play around. Let's use Kappa Study here. Grand. Sets up for the Ritual Strike into Quicken, lowers the size of the hand. You know what? I know that I'm about to draw the ranged here. I knew it was the final card in the deck because I hadn't seen it yet this cycle. So I knew that I had the ability to gain energy back out of nowhere, giving us the ability to play a little bit more of an aggressive line. Yeah, matter.
Delicious.
It's going to be really difficult to convince me to add a card to this deck at this point. Like, I'll want a damage card. Bloodstone. At the end of each battle, the equipped hero heals 4 life. That's exactly the kind of thing that we want here. Pop that on Seafer.
Interesting.
Right. I don't want another trance. Dark Temper only upgrades on adding cards to the deck, which we don't want to do. Skip. I'm going to be very picky. You can see what the deck can already do. Adding more cards to the deck will limit its ability to do that. So, hence my pickiness here. This is difficult. Kappa Growth Aurora gains +1 max life dissolve. It's nice. But it is just a card between me and the rest of the stuff I do right now. Toadsplosion, attack for 8, summon a frog for each damage dealt. I mean, I guess if I got this to consume itself, right, it'd be a bunch of frogs in the final fight. But really the consideration here is fill the pot. It is ranged combo. Add a sip to your hand, draw a card for each sip in your hand. And the reason this is a consideration is because it is not difficult for me to cycle enough fill the pots that fill the pot is all the draw that I will ever need. First time it's played, it just replaces itself, but it replaces itself after I pay a Seafer card. So I do have to make sure that I have a Seafer card that I'm going to want to play before this consistently. Adds a sip to a hand. Draws a card for each sip in a hand. We would never discard the sips back out of hand or anything like that. The sips themselves are combo, stacks, Aurora gains 4 life. Excess healing is dealt as damage to the leading enemy. It dissolves. How many cycles until fill the pot is something I'm really happy to have? Because there's also a retain card that is a little bad for the trance. Should I get to another turn? No. It's like, it could function if I knew I was going to find a bunch of other fill the pots, but it doesn't need to be in the deck. Flamestoker. Rain of Fish. Attack a random enemy for 8 damage, 0 times. Whenever you draw this card, increase the number of attacks by 1. So if every cycle I choose to discard this using Kappa Growth and then just draw it back, or play it every cycle, it could be all the damage in this infinite. Okay. It's a 1-card solution for all of the damage that I need. Don't need another one. Also don't need Flesh Weave, you just picked up Bloodstone. Next attack on the enemy is a critical hit. The next attack would be 1 trigger of Rain of Fish. So it doesn't just amplify the damage of Rain of Fish consistently. Really hard to turn down Kappa Study. Anything that's card positive gets us enough cards in hand to actually start going off. You still have to take it.
This one.
The situation where we don't go infinite is we don't get enough card draw in the first hand. That's it. That actually might be the final card in the deck the entire run, though. So from here on about, it's going to be upgrading other cards in the deck. I could take Fairy Flute here, but it doesn't really actually do anything for us. I'm going to save all of my money for the next floor. You never drop inks, right? No, you never drop inks, so I don't have to worry about that. Just go into the combat, I think. Hey, is this dumb? Should I not be doing this? Should I be more exploring? No, it's not. It's fine. We're good. Explore everything you can beforehand. No. Alright, let's start out with the Kappa Study. Jewel Strike, our way into Windfall. Maybe I just want to play Rain of Fish right now. Because if I use Kappa Study... Actually, no, Kappa Study is perfect exactly right now. Okay, Kappa Study, we draw. We discard you. That goes into the old discard pile. The only problem is now I need to be able to access the old discard pile, so I have to play enough cards out of hand to be able to use Trance for positive draw. Actually, it's already 2 positive draw, and that's enough. Because we know the rest of the deck has just draw cards and stuff. Defend my way back to the front, use the Windfall to draw a card. Never mind. We actually stopped our draw. We did it. We managed to uninfinite ourselves. I'm going to have to play a lot more precisely if I want to keep in infinites now. Looks like. That's okay.
That'll be enough. Thank you.
14. There's the Kappa Studies. Making our way back to the front of the deck. Sets up for a perfect Ritual Strike right there. We'll normal Kappa Study. I should have used Trance at the start there instead, actually. Just because I made a mistake doesn't mean I have to make it again. Do all of that. Oh, the bottom card of the deck is the Rain of Fish. This is what I wanted. Ah, actually, it's fine, because Windfall draws into it. There you go. Pop that bad boy out there. Those are summoned enemies, so I don't want to hit them with the Absorb Soul. We're just looking for the boss to kill with the Absorb Soul. Drop Equilibrium. You've got much denser damage cards other than that. I'll quicken and Devil Strike my way back to the front line, just lowering the size of the hand a little bit here. About Trance 2. It's also worth actually killing other targets on the board at the moment. Let's start with Kappa Study before I do anything else. I do want to play the Rain of Fish, but I'm going to need to make sure that I am energy positive again before I do it. Yeah. Fall. Perfect. Rain of Fish goes out for 40 damage here. It's Kappa Study, not Trance. We'll play it first. Yep, that's a lot of draw. With a Windfall into Ritual Strike into 8 damage 5 times is 40. 16, 15 is exactly 31. I'm taking my life and my money, bud. Your life or your money. Choose both. Treasure? The first time you discard a card each turn, draw a card. Familiar, whenever you draw or play this, summon 3 frogs. Tadpals, summon 4 frogs. If you control an ally other than frogs, it costs 0. Drain strength, charge, reduce an enemy's power by 1 for this turn, heal 4 life. We're going to take the one that is not adding any cards to our deck. Did it look like I was gonna? No. I know where my bread's buttered. No! You get one coming into the new floor. It's not going to stack with that one. No! Okay, I'm actually going to lose all of the Radiant Hearts there. That's how much I believe. Crackthorn! Each time you play 5 cards in a single turn, deal 10 damage to a random enemy. Oh my god, there's also the Gauntlet of Might over in the other direction. We're going to go for the Crackthorn as quickly as we possibly can. I feel like seems a good play. Right there. Alright, Nodum, what do you got? Urn of Gabria. At the start of each battle, gain 3. Love it. There's a Scholar Shard there as well. Oh my god. We're getting back to energy positivity again. Divine Cloak gain block equal to the total cost of cards discarded at the end of your turn. I mean, it would block for us. It would be nice. We're probably going to take Urn of Gabrio. We're definitely going to take the Scholar Shard. So I'm just going to click that bad boy. I already know that one. Ranger's Emeralds. I think we use the Archer's Emeralds on something like a Kappa study. Actually, no, we use it on Rain of Fish. Because then I'm never using energy on that. Okay, so we do it on Rain of Fish, and then we also give Rain of Fish the Primal Skull. Oh my god. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment. All right, let's get to it. Let's take on a normal battle to begin with, I think. Probably one of the most impactful things I can do. Open up more space for myself to move in. Whoa. Nice. Let's use the Kappa study, draw a whole mess of cards here. You drop the defend. Perfect. It's more than enough there. I guess I'll Rain of Fish and then start going for draw again. Let's do it with Trance. Leaving the Kappa studies in the old hand. Beautiful. There's a Quicken left in the draw pile still, right? Just draw into that. That'll be the way that I reset myself to the front. We'll Ritual Strike and then hit him with that bad boy too. Try to Whirlwind. Whirlwind? Windfall, rather. Constantly having just one extra draw card left in hand is super neat here. And again, remember to finish up with Absorb Soul. That's how we're getting our money to buy all of the nutty things that we want to buy. I'm just so glad that was a pigment because I forgot that these were already filled up. Oops. Oh, I know what this needs to be. It's 4 in 2 directions that way. I will stand here. I could move 1 space over before blowing this up, but then I would have to fight that. Oh, but no, I can fight that normal battle because I've got an ink spot now. But as long as it doesn't give me a pigment, I guess. I've never really seen it try and give a pigment on top of a pigment. I guess it could be possible. Seems like it would be. Rain of Fish as well. Kappa Study gets us all the way down to a Windfall for the new draw pile. I'm very glad that I got energy immediately there. It wasn't extremely likely that I was going to. But it's far better for setting up Trance. It was Devil Strike getting back to the front line. Now it's Trance time. Okay, actually may... Never mind, we got the Windfall. We're fine. May have left myself without enough energy there. Was going to be the follow-up. Kappa Study again right now. Yep. Yep, leave all the cards that I don't want to draw back into in hand. Absorb Soul still not lethal on that frontliner until I play Quicken 2 more times. It's fine, I can use Absorb Soul to kill the frontliner or the backliner, doesn't matter. As long as they're dead. Perfect. Defend moves us back to the front. Windfall draws another card for us. Ritual Strike sets up for the lethal from Absorb Soul. And then Rain of Fishes. Wow, I really haven't been drawing Rain of Fish as often as I'd been hoping. Play that out. I can't play Quicken right now because I want to be able to draw into Windfall and still be able to play it. Yeah. Nothing zero cost in there for me. Right. So optimizing around trying to reap the first target there is what killed us. I should have just started then killing the backline. It's not going to matter, to be clear. But it would have made sense to just start trying to kill the backline after that happened. Okay, Kappa, study, and then now I will actually drop the Rain of Fish. We'll do the thing that I mentioned wanting to do the entire time. Defend my way back to the front, just get you in position. Trance also lowers the amount of cards I'm going back into. Easy. 12 4 times, and that's lethal. That's something I don't understand. Critical hits are for your next attack, and Empower is for your next attack. But Empower works on multi-strikes, and critical hits, or rather, and each attack takes away a critical hit charge, right? Wait, let me find the exact example where this occurs, because I don't think I have it in my deck right now, so I think I'm kind of just like errantly pulling memories together. They may be flawed. It's on... I don't have another on-hit trigger in here. No, because I turned it down, didn't I? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, well. We'll solve that mystery later. For the moment, I'm going to... I'm going to have my Mustache jacked by that guy. How dare you? Took one of our treasures. I'm going to go find him about it. I actually can't access that Alchemist from that side, that is. Do definitely want to get to Crackthorn as soon as possible, though. Like, that's really good for getting a bunch of money in Crackthorn. I mean, I saved so many brushes that I can use brushes for suboptimal kind of things like that. I say suboptimal, it gave us enough to be optimal, actually. That will occasionally mess up our Slay triggers, but it's going to be fine. I want to go 4 in opposite directions, just get 4 spaces back there. Or do I want to save the ability to use this in 2 ways? Actually, save the ability to use that in 2 ways. We'll just use a normal Noble Ink to get up here. Equip power on the person who's actually going to be doing the damage with their multi-strike. That goes on Aurora.
I had one of these once.
And you'll have one again. Windfall Ritual. Kappa Study. Definitely clicking our way into Trance. Discard the fish. They go into the new cycle. Didn't they? Yes, they went into the new cycle. Good. I could easily put a Fate Weave in this deck. It's still card negative. It's still card neutral. So it would just be a way to try and cheat more draws out of certain cards. Okay. Should just go for natural draw right now, right? We'll quicken our way back to the front line. Use the Windfall, drawing into the Melee Strike. Well, Ritual Strike, rather. Because we're about to get into new draw pile, I'll play the Rain of Fish before we go Kappa Study again. Ritual Strike is at its best in that position, so I may as well play it. 7 cards in hand, so I can Kappa. I'll play that bad boy again. We're now in the realm of absorbed soul killing. I'll take my HP back. I'll take my money.
This is wasting my time.
Getting to Fagoro is also really annoying. Maybe I just use precision inks to get there. Yeah, because it's only 2 to get there, whereas it's like a whole brush to do very little else. Take Bloodstone for Sifa. Whenever this hero plays an ally, rather, gain +1 power. I'll put that on Aurora, just in case I, put Ludwan in this deck, maybe, but I'm probably not going to. Imperial Ink reveals 4 spaces in opposite directions. Good lord. Alright, Alchemist. What is the hardest card for us right now, and why is it Equilibrium? Well, it's Equilibrium, and maybe it's Wall of Mist. Quickens at least 0 cost, which is its kind of like saving factor. Devil Strike's a bit expensive. But how many Sifa cards am I really going to be playing? You know? Sifa is just a Ritual Strike on command here. That's all Sifa is. It's going to be Equilibrium, I think. Phantasm. Ally Spiritless. Whenever Aurora gains life, deal that much damage to enemies as well, rather than instead. There's a draw discard here as well. There's also an enchant. Increase a hero's power or an ally spirit by 1. A 0 cost that I can play to get out of hand for the sake of the entrance is decent. Also can attach a draw discard to it. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting to see the perfect diamond there and go, that's not necessary. You don't even work! Yeah. Apparently with gems that works. Apparently it also works for some players, but not all. Oh god. Oh no. Do I try? First time you play this each turn, return it to your hand, put a primal skull and a scholar shard in it. Do I try? I was told that it will work with gems in. Something about the base version specifically was bugged, but I also know that it was inconsistent for the people that played it. Also, there are a lot of people who suggested maybe guide doesn't work in the way that you suggested. The first time you play this, each turn, not if you play this at the start of your turn, or if this is the first card you play this turn, it is the first time you play this each turn. So it only triggers once. Just to be clear, because there were a couple of people who were like, no, you needed to play as the first card, it was fine. It wasn't. But then the first time you play this, it's draw a card. The first time you play this each turn, return it to your hand. So does this mean guide, or does this mean the card that you draw with guide? I've previously used guide before, that is to say in the pre-public version of the game. So I know the intended interaction here is guide returns to hand, not the card that you draw with guide. I understand there is some ambiguity in the text, but I know what it's supposed to do. I appreciate the thoughts otherwise. And yeah, I don't know, maybe they have changed it to have the same text, but function in a completely different way. The opposite of the ambiguity, but no, it isn't. I also know that it works for some people at the moment, so I know that it is also returning itself to hand the first time it is played in a turn.
Let me show you my moves.
Talent tier. Damage dealt to the hero also increases Sifa's rage. When you block an attack for exactly the right amount, draw 2 cards. They cost 0 for the rest of the battle. That's incredible. And then Rending Blow. First hit of the battle inflicts bleed equal to half the damage dealt. Yeah, sure, I'll take that, I guess.
Very well.
I hope that works. I really do. If it doesn't, as long as I can play it once, it's actually still fine-ish. It just becomes a 0-cost card that has both of those gems socketed in, which is good. But I really hope it works. Ooh, 4 in opposite directions is really good here. Gets us up there, gets us down to this normal battle as well. I mean, this is a low-stakes way to test it. Okay. Let's begin with Cap Study. There's our Ritual Strike. Into another Cap Study. Dropping, I guess, Rain of Fish. Thank you. There's the Enchant Weapon. That'll draw Discard. I know that Windfall is also going to draw us very specifically the Guide. I think I just play that without playing anything else first, right? Well, I mean, I can just empty out space in hand. That's fine. Sleep off your own power there. Okay. That's a combo card as well, so I can defend and then still play it. There it is, back in hand. Okay, we have infinite energy, we have infinite card draw, nothing can stop us, ever. Again, it's not allowed, it's illegal. It is frankly illegal to interfere with my gameplay at this point. So, Lantern Fairy. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to die about it just a little bit. It's also gonna allow me to play so many more cards because of the amount of energy that we're gonna generate from this. As long as I have draw cards in hand, especially as long as I have charts in hand, I know I can just play every card that I have. Because I have enough draw to get it all back. 14 3 times. Why don't you buff yourself? Then Windfall. Maybe follow up with a Ritual Strike. 15 3 times 45. And then the Absorbed Soul is lethal. So now it's about how do we make this infinite faster for its kills. I don't want to cycle the deck a billion times in a turn. If I can avoid it. I'm not taking another guide. I'm not taking Wit Strike even. It's entirely unnecessary. They actually perform nothing for us. Okay, second normal battle now. Okay. Start out with a enchant weapon on yourself. Dropping the Rain of Fish out of hand. Follow up with Windfall into Ritual Strike. In fact, I can just absorb Soul Kill one of the backliners right now, and I would love to. Unfortunately, now we've drawn into a guide that I cannot play. But as long as I get back into a Windfall, there we are, we will be able to. Alright, I'm gonna have to Quicken and then Enchant Weapon on myself. That is to say, Aurora, dropping the Rain of Fish. And then Guide is playable, but if I defend first, Guide is still playable because it's a combo card. Gives us 2 cards, gives us 8 energy, comes back into hand. I use Ritual Strike, I play Guide again. Getting 8 more energy. And we're definitely at the point that I can just play and use basically any card I want. In fact, I've also already got my Reap out, so... Gosh, I'm actually going to drop the Rain of Fish and then just draw it again and then cast it for lethal. Move my way back to the front. Use that. Defend. Transfer as many cards as I can get out of it. Okay. We still didn't draw it. That's fine. We will. Quicken. Guide. I guess I'll... Oh! Oh, Crackthorn got the kill on that one. Well done, Crackthorn. That is one way to make things faster, right? Crackthorn's definitely doing it for us. My god. What are we, the accounting department for the British Empire? Oh, Alchemist. Alchemist is definitely worth basically all of the resources that it takes me to get there. Well, I mean, I'll kill a normal battle on the way, why not? But it'll be worth all of the resources it takes me to get there, definitely. Start with a windfall. Good. Good. There's a theoretical possibility that didn't draw us any draw. Thankfully, it still did. Wow, I was really hoping I was going to draw the enchant weapon so I could discard the Rain of Fish before the new cycle. I mean, look, I don't have to discard it. I previously discarded it because I didn't have the energy to be able to actually play them. But now... Well, now I have the energy to do whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want it. Ritual Strike. Guide. Devil Strike. I didn't return to hand because this is still my first turn and I've already played it. Hit him with a Rain of Fish. Alright, you can get some extra damage now. Just trying to line up the Absorb Soul perfectly. If we play 5 more cards, would actually line it up completely perfectly if I wanted to. And I may. There it is. Like, give her the money. Another pigment. $22 spaces. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Is there anywhere else it seems like it'd be particularly useful? I mean, I do want to get down to the south of this as quickly as possible as well, but I haven't really got a good inn. Like, it'd be that. That's really rough. Well, it actually might be best. Yeah, it's otherwise going to be hard to really justify the amount of brushes it's going to take me to use this area. Oh, there's a narrative event. Good to see it. Let's take the Alchemist before we do the narrative event. Cards that are difficult. Cards that are difficult. I actually do kind of appreciate about the defense that I can get to the front of the line with them. Honestly, another draw card would be really nice. Because the situation where I don't draw in my opening hand, I have no draw access in my opening hand, is the worst situation for us. Guess it's Wit Strike with a Focus Prism.
Interesting.
It draws a card. So at least, you know, it can't dead stop us like Wall of Mist could. Just in case. Let me heal up before we go in. The heroes are ambushed by a wandering merchant. By the excited look in his eyes, he's obviously been looking for someone to do business with for quite some time. The merchant opens one of his bags and retrieves a sheet of old paper. He swears the location is of an amazing treasure. He holds his hand out expectantly for some gold. Yeah, I'll pay 30 for it. Seems the treasure's buried not too far from here. Okay, that's the complete opposite side of the map. When you said not too far, did you mean too far? I sometimes make that mistake as well by saying the complete opposite of what I meant. 2 brushes to get up there? No, I'm gonna use 1 precision ink, move 1 space further up, and then use the brush in a better position. Hey, another narrative. Love to see it. Krog's Crown. The first time each turn, the equipped hero plays a card that costs 2 or more. Draw 2 cards.
Interesting.
More draw. One simply cannot buy a treasure map to more draw. A strange-looking creature with short legs runs towards the heroes. It seems to have a very large amount of unusually good-looking food. There have been royal banquets with a lesser selection than this. The magical scent of the exotic dishes enchant and allure the 2 adventurers. See 10 new cards and 8 of them to the deck, or eat carefully. Draw 1 card. Eat carefully. No thank you. The quest is too important to stop for too long. The heroes take a few of the tastiest looking dishes and continue on their journey. Yeah, I'm not going to be drafting a... Did you hurt me earlier? The 14 card deck. I mean, I'm not trying to work my way to anything specifically at this point. Well, except for the alchemist down at the bottom of the map, which I already did. I guess I'll use my 1 precision ink to get up to you. 1 precision ink revealing like 8 spaces. It was pretty good. Let's start out with Trance rather than Kappa Study. Kappa Study's always fine. Trance is fine with my hand having limitations on it. Ritual Strike for a positive energy there, as well as some draw. We'll Windfall, again drawing another card. We'll hang on. We'll Enchant Weapon on you to allow us to discard the Ritual there. Not Ritual, sorry, Rain of Fish. Imagine if Krog's Crown was still whenever you play a card that costs 2 or more, draw 2 cards. Just imagine. Shots on you. I mean, again, we're in the position I can just play all of those. I'm gonna play Wit Strike. Just trying to get some damage out there. Beautiful. No, the Ritual Strike and Kappa Strike to drop a defend. Absorb Soul is getting ever closer to having been done. I wish I could just go to an event and buy a bunch of pages right now, because I'd be able to basically finish the meta progression based off the amount of money that I'm just gonna keep and hold. Yeah, I think we save the rest of these resources for the next floor as well. Like, yeah, there's this area over here, but like all of our exploration for it is deeply, deeply inefficient. Let's get the Urn of Gabriel. 0 this battle. I don't really care about a random card costing 0 this battle. We'll take an Archer's Emerald as well. The Archer's Emerald is for Rain of Fish to be free. I have another gem I wanted to put in that. Oh yeah, I was thinking about putting the Primal Skull in it before I found a way to double dip on the Primal Skull in a single turn. There's nothing else here I care about, right? Nah. Yeah, I don't need any more Windfall. I'm fine, thank you. Alright, let's start going to all the Vaults of Wisdom, just checking them out. Tea time. If Aurora's at full life, gain 2 energy. Not actually relevant for us. Wild that it isn't. Kappa Tea Master. Whenever Aurora takes damage, add a sip to your hand. Repulse and Hex. No, thank you. Nope. I wonder if guides stop other guides from being played. The intuitive result would be that they don't, but how does it work, actually? So there's another fight up there. As well as all these Radiant Hearts. I should start picking these up. We're not going to find that much more ink on this floor. Just got one more combat. And it's nice to have them in the back pocket just as the, you know, worst case scenario. I can just heal back up by 30 on both characters. If some tragedy should befall us. This is the closest to a bad opening hand we've had. And it's still got a bunch of draw. Sure, trance. Dropping a defend, setting up for a easy ritual strike, windfall, and so on and so forth. Good to see you, guide. I mean, I'll just play it. I don't need to get... I keep worrying about trying to give it combo, but does it matter? No, not really at all. Because we already have more energy than we ever could know what to do with. 31, sure. Let's throw that there for some damage. I think that's set up for Absorb Soul. And now that we've got a kill, I can start playing basically everything. For any reason. Fine. Get him with Wit Strike.
Well done.
At least the fights are also quite quick. Worst case is where you have an infinite and the fights are all slow as hell. But do the same thing, you know? Alright, fine. It's just a good amount of tiles we could reveal by doing that. I was really hoping I was going to find like a Faria Well or some such, but no. I don't want to invest anything more there. No, thank you. I'll pop a single Radiant Heart just in case. Hey, bud. The Recon Berserker was also considered to have been way too powerful. Apparently it was ending a lot of people's runs. So its 3 times multi-strike has been removed. So now it does get the 2 extra power every single turn, but it can't translate that into 6 extra damage, kind of locking you sometimes out of turns, especially for decks that just have to play a lot of cards to generate defense. That was a really, really kind of punishing situation to be in. Get him with the rain of fish. Throw a defend at him to set up for guide. Still don't know why I'm trying to do it like that, but I did it like that. Let's Devil Strike and guide him again. Still don't know why I did it that way. But we did it that way. Okay. Good trance follow up. Should allow me to Devil Strike my way back to the front line. And then Wit Strike our way into another combo. Beautiful. Which itself sets up for another combo on guide. Still don't know why I care about setting that up. We have 15 excess energy. 10 2 times. Had to play that then so that I could try and cycle into the next draw pile. Right, I'm just going to Wit Strike there. The next card I play will actually hit the enemy for 10 as well, so I'll hit you with that. You get hit by 10 from the Crackthorn, and that sets up for... Yep. That sets up for that. Rough Diamond, stack of pages, as well as another pickup. I mean, honestly, none of those really need to go into anything right now. Ritual Strike could, theoretically, hold a rough diamond, because then... No, wait, it's not always cast in melee. It's only when it's cast from the back. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Never mind whatever I was about to say that was going to be wrong. We leave? We leave. Bye-bye. Taking 4 brushes and Imperialing to the next floor. I mean, I'm gonna try and use Absorb Soul every single time. You give me the opportunity, and I will exploit said opportunity. Just throw it that time to get out of hand, though. Windfall into Kappa again. Nice. The Wit Strike would be fine. Although I'll Rain of Fish before it, because Wit Strike would have drawn us 2 cards, draws us 1 card, and then draws a draw and discard, so it would have got us into the new cycle, whereas I wanted to get Rain of Fish into the new cycle. Rain of Fish. Okay, Windfall follows. Sure, we'll play Guide. Guide went from the card that I was the least excited about to the card I am most excited about. Well done, Guide. You really worked your way up the old totem pole there. Another Rain of Fish. All right, 25 energy. Let's keep going. I think in the final boss fight, maybe we should just see how high our energy can get. Rain of Fish. Kappa Study again. Drop Defend. Windfall one more time. Okay, Wit Strike. We're starting to get to actual setups for lethal. I think yeah, Devil Strike would do it. Like Devil Strike, and then 2 more cards. For the absorbs, for the Crackthorn to trigger. Does 10 damage to the enemy. We follow up with the Absorb Soul to do lethal to the enemy. You're never allowed to play. You understand, enemies? Never. You don't get a 1 turn from here on out. Alright, treasure. At the start of each battle, inflict a critical hit on each enemy or Mask of the Predator. When you destroy an enemy, add a Hunt Down into your deck. So the Hunt Down into the deck would be ridiculous damage for Aurora Mythmaker, right? We put her out front, and then the Mask of the Predator effectively just doubles the damage of her next cast. Gain 10 power for their next attack. Draw a card. That should affect all of them, considering Quicken says increase their power by 2 for their next attack. Gains 10 power for their next attack. So the duration is the same, so it should trigger for every single individual hit of Rain of Fish. However, it will require we kill a non-summon enemy, and most of the enemies next floor are summon enemies. For the Hunt Down to actually even be put in the deck in the first place. Whereas we have Rending Blow. The first hit of each battle inflicts bleed equal to half the damage dealt, and then we have Medallion of Insight, so those 2... No, but that bleed only triggers if I end my turn. I'm never ending my turn. Mask of the Predator. You see? We knew what the right answer was there. We were just ignoring it for some reason. Ancient Lands of Tarvarin. Pick up a Precision Ink. Magnus Rose at the start of your turn. Draw a card to cost 0. That's literally just 1 more draw for us as well. It's good. Aurora's Teacup. This hero gains 10 max life. Fully heals when done. When your draw pile is larger than 15. We have 14 cards. This hero gains 5 power. That's literally impossible for us. The card's attacks deal double damage. Rain of Fish still has a slot in it. Singularity, this costs 3 less. We already put another draw into Guide, but I could put that in Ritual Strike. The only thing is, like, Ritual Strike is the card that I use to draw 2 cards from Krog's right now. The Krog's Crown up here. Stalk, discard all Sifa cards. Yeah, I don't want to be discarding Sifa cards. These don't even trigger. Well, I actually, playing 15 cards in battle, so after playing 15 cards in a battle, draw a card and gain 1 energy at the start of each turn. There is a little ambiguity. You could theoretically pass that as draw a card after playing the 15th card in battle, and then after that, you gain 1 energy at the start of each turn. But I'm assuming it is draw an extra card and gain an extra energy at the start of each turn. However, it actually won't trigger because when is the start of my next turn? Next fight. That's when it starts. Gem of Gravity. Give it. Gimme, 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 gimme. Cards attack deal double damage. Yeah, put that in there. Yeah, get it.
Very well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm half a mind to just go straight to the boss. I gotta admit, I could just walk right there right now and just dunk on the nerd. But the more things I see, the more tools I'll have in a tool belt, right? This is the tool belt. The more tools I'll have in my tool belt for later explorations and knowledge and learnings and such. I'm gonna waste the Imperial Ink here for just 4. Yes, I will be doing things inefficiently because if I took the time right now to consider every single move, it would not change the outcome. So really all that does is burn mental fuel to do nothing, to accomplish actually nothing. I mean, energy cost doesn't matter at all anymore. So Quicken is literally just a buff for Rain of Fish. Thing is, the cards that I want to get different ones of are Aurora's cards. Sifa's cards, they just aren't relevant. They just aren't. I think I'm just going to change Quicken. Get another Wit Strike. Sure.
Interesting.
Still good damage. Enchant Weapon on yourself. Drawing and discarding a card. Once we discard a card, we'll draw another card. Play a Ritual Strike into Guide, triggering a combo off the combo. Okay, Rain of Fish is now dealing 20 damage one time. Cool. I'm gonna play 2 Wit Strikes here. Because I just have the energy for them. I can just do it. Defend my way back to the front. Use a Guide. Actually, that should have been Rain of Fish. I got into the new draw pile when I wasn't expecting it. Should have been Rain of Fish there. Oops. Okay, I need to play... That's 22 already. I'm looking for Absorb Soul to be lethal here, obviously. You know, the thing that I've done the whole game so far, surprisingly, I plan to do again. There we go. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of the money. Probably just turn it into pennies and make it hail. Vault of Wisdom over that side? No. Not really relevant to us just yet. That's a giant, giant space that I just want to explore as much as I can, please. Take that in normal battle, start moving back up. Yeah, there's nothing really over in that area to super explore again. I think we're also at the point that I don't really want to continue backtracking consistently, so I'm just going to look at the vaults Nope, don't care about that. Do I care about this one? No. How about this one? Hard pass. Why? Because they were Sifa cards. That's basically it. Hello, Devil Drummer. Yeah, let's follow up the guide. I'm gonna make sure I play the Rain of Fish before I screw that up. Follow up with some Wit Strikes. No, the Wit Strikes. Found my way back to the front just to reset my position for the sake of the guides. Nice. We'll enchant your weapon again, dropping... probably not that one, just in case it's suddenly relevant. 44 damage, nice! Windfall into Ritual Strikes, sets up a trance for as many cards as I'm going to get out of for a real long time. Oh, that's another Rain of... wait, 66 damage that does right now, but it would also trigger the Crackthorn, killing the enemy. Bye-bye. Honestly, if I didn't have to... if I didn't try and get gold every single fight, they could end so much faster. I think I might actually just use all of my precision inks getting out in the middle here and then blow up. Okay. Pop that one there, getting us this normal battle as well. Stack of pages for not that many. This will take a normal battle down here, sure. This episode is going to be saved from being 3 hours long just by my intentional inefficiency here. Not to say that all of my map stuff is inefficient intentionally. Much of it is, you know, I'm learning, I'm getting experience, blah, blah, blah. It's just here, it's not 100% not necessary. It's in excess of a requirement by leaps and bounds and so damn much. Get him. Good, got him. Get him. Good getting him. I should have discarded that one. Alright, guide, show me what you're worth. Around 14 energy, it turns out. I like the quantized draws. Like the individual just one card draws are super useful for us. They help us control when we get into the new draw pile, which helps us... make sure that the Rain of Fish is set up correctly. Which is to say, is in the right draw pile at the right time. And I can gain some extra energy, but I probably don't even need to play Ritual Strike at this point. Absorb Soul on that frontliner, and then Rain of Fish for no... absolutely insane overkill on the backliner. 17 spaces there. The explosive pigment can be pretty good to use in the main map. Main area, rather. 19 spaces from there. It's discovering a lot of garbage areas, unfortunately. And I don't have any brushes to really get to a much better area. Here is 16 spaces. There was like 19, if I recall correctly. Maybe it was 17. 17 spaces there, though. 16. Another 17. This probably is the best. Well, that happens sometimes. Hello, Golden Fairy. I wonder if we're going to be able to kill you. I'm going to take the Vault of Wisdom before we try It's another Kappa study. Hilarious. I'm not going to take it. You can't make me put a card in the... What did I say? What did I say? And then I ignored what I said last time. But what did I say after the time that I ignored it, huh? Give him a rain of fish. Beauty. We do have Rain of Fish in the new cycle already. I mean, I haven't played Guide yet, have I? Wait a second. Something I'm gonna have to test. So Guide says return it to your hand, right? And we know that Masterstroke in the Sirocco card set has the ability to break the size of a hand by putting, right? It doesn't draw cards. If you draw cards, the maximum hand size is 10. I don't know if this is a bug or not. This is just the behavior as it currently occurs. But Masterstroke, if you play it as your 10th card in the hand and pull 2 cards back into hand, it will give you 11 cards in the hand, right? So put effects, I'm assuming from that, have the ability to break hand capacity, whereas draw effects do not. The important thing about that is this is going to draw, and then at the end of all of those triggers, including its gems, it attempts to put itself back into hand. So if this is the 8th card in my hand, sorry, 9th card in my hand, I play it, I draw 2 cards, and then I want to see if Guide goes back into hand, and I have 11 cards in hand past that point. That would be some nice science. That'd be pretty useful for me to know. All right, Wit Strike. Defend back to the front. Purple Windfall, and that too. Okay, I only want to draw 1 card here. Which is actually not possible for us right now. Wish Wit Strike is going to draw 2. There's the Rain of Fish that I only wanted to draw. Oops. How many more cards do I have to play this turn? 1 more. Then that's damage. I was really hoping to draw a Wit Strike there. Now it's going to have too many cards in hand. It'll be lethal. No, it's not lethal. Okay. Sets up for an Absorb Soul lethal, though. Good money. Don't intend to really spend any of it. Okay, I gotta have some normal fights that I've revealed by this point, right? That I just chose to walk away from for some reason. No? It's a normal fight there, though. Let's go take that. Because it could get some ink, which is going to be, you know, less than 2 brushes to explore a space that I'm trying to explore right now. Ritual Strike. I should try and draw as many cards as I can before I play that Guide. Test what I said I was going to. Okay. So my hand size is now 10. I'll play Guide. It should only draw 1 card, and then we see if it puts itself back. Guide draws a single card. And it manages to break the hand size capacity. Okay, so it seems like put effects just completely bypass the check as to whether or not you are going to exceed hand capacity. Which means that some cards, like, you know, put 2 cards from the other character into your hand, 2 random cards from the other character into your hand, not a draw effect, it's a generation effect, a card generation effect. It seems like card generation effects are a lot better because of it. It might have been something that was added so that, you know, adding cards to your hand with things like stacks and passive effects doesn't feel as bad. I don't know. I don't really want to do much speculation on that part. You can see there, that was attempting to draw a card, and it couldn't because the hand is already, you know, well, 10 or more. I also don't know whether it's intentional or not, right? So, you know, deciding whether or not it is a good thing to make intentional or talking about it as though it is intentional when I do not know if that is the case, and feels a little irresponsible to me. Just a touch. Stop back. Rain fish. Sets up for Absorb Soul for the kill. More money. Hmm. 3 precisioning is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. We'll use that to ascend 1 space here before popping that. 14, we get a hidden fairy well, 1 extra energy every single turn. Every turn. Alright, let's transform a card here. I may no longer want to transform the cards of the other character. Fine, Devil Strike, you actually get transformed now. Well done. Maybe the players just put it on Drain Strength because it dissolves. Also does a heal. Yeah. Have a draw and discard a card just for funsies. Just so it fits the theming of the deck, which is draw all of the cards. I love that this guy is going to discover nothing. Okay, well, I wonder if we're going to be able to get any card draw on opening hand. Let's think about that for a second. Okay, I think we managed to. Seems like I cannot stop drawing. We'll drop Absorb Soul to start out with here, sure. Chill Strike sets up for Rain of Fish, making sure it's in the next draw pile. So drain to move forward, discard another card out of hand, setting up for another. Oh my god. 1 more card and then Absorb Soul. Hey, at least it's got it damn quick. I'm stuck in an infinite right now, just constantly repeating the same words. What do you say? It does the same thing and then it does it and we win. Your deck is considered to be 4 cards larger regarding talents. I like the idea of getting that as well. Not going directly to the boss has yielded some important science. It's yielded that return and put effects seem to exceed max hand size. Something I wanted to confirm since the last time I'd seen it attempt to trigger in such a fashion. Get him and go again. Sure, what strikes as well. And again. Drain Strength. Actually, Drain Strength having a charge is actually pretty good, right? Because it replaced it replaced a card that was 2 costs that had a defensive component. Wasn't a defend, but had a defensive component. So it's a cheaper way to get to the front line is effectively what I'm saying now. Okay, Crackthorn happens on the back liner. Let's just set up for an Absorb Soul in the front. We found Hunt down. I'll play Guide. We get Rain of Fish. Rain of Fish is 20 damage 2 times. We play... Wait, hang on. Crumbs. Oh, it's actually really hard for me to get Aurora in front right now. But I need her in front occasionally. I guess I'm gonna have to use the Wit Strike to get in front now. No! Crackthorn! No! I don't have that many fights to demonstrate that. The boss is just standing by themselves. I can't kill anyone else because then the boss will die. And then the fight is over and then I win. That's actually a pretty good position for that. Damage me. Damage me. Okay, let's go back over in this direction. Study turn, draw a card. It costs 0. All right. I mean, it was a good combo. Do be real. It's good. Oh my god, that was just hidden very well right there. Nice. And then let's get another talent. So this doesn't demonstrate on here the change, right? Because it says unlocks at 14, unlocks at 18 cards, but it doesn't actually, because deck size is considered to be large, so it should unlock the 18. But it did unlock something, so it's just a visual thing rather than just like not working. Whenever the sequel comes in, it doesn't happen. Each turn, the 6th card you draw costs 1 less this turn. 1 less this turn, or 1 less until you cast it, because those aren't the same here. Gain energy and draw a card at the start of the battle. I mean, look. Energy is not a concern for us. Oh, but nothing's a concern for us, so I should have taken that for the science, is what I should have done, right? Learn a little bit more about it. Whenever any hero takes damage, you gain an energy, is the battle rager right there. Whenever you draw or play this, the other hero gains 2 power until the end of the turn. That's not how we do. Critical hit. Takes damage the next hit. Oh, hit. Okay, so critical hit uses the text hit rather than attack, which Empower and Hunt Down use. But what I said at the time was I thought it was critical hit that didn't function in that way, not that critical hit does specifically. And then I was like, I might be misremembering it. There is something that says attack, that it modifies the next attack, but it only modifies the first hit of the next attack. I don't remember what it is, but at least it's not critical hit. It's not relevant, though. We'll leave. Nice health, Aurora. Guide is the card that got 0 costed for this battle. For this battle, it costs 0. Not it costs 0 for this turn. Not it costs 0 until played. Not it costs 0. What's its duration? Is it eternal? If I play it right now, does it come back to hand at 0 cost? I almost want to slow down and take another turn to check if it would be 0 cost next turn as well. But I also deeply, deeply do not want to do that. Nope. More energy. More energy. There you go. We're gonna fish on him, windfall him, get to the new draw pile again. Pop out a Kappa study. There we go. Rain of fish again. Nice. Guide my way to the new draw pile. That also confirms, yeah, Hunt Down's not triggering on killing minion enemies, despite the fact that it doesn't have any text that would indicate that. The Reap text says, Reap does something when an attack from this kills a non-summoned enemy. Okay? There's also the Kobold fetish, which says, give a hero Reap, gain 10. So we know that the Reap doesn't have to be attached to an attack or a card. It can be attached to a relic, and it can be attached to a relic that is then attached to a hero. Which means that this would make the most sense to have Reap shuffle a Hunt Down into your deck. If it's not intended to work on summons. If it's intended to work on summons, then it should just work on summons. Okay. Shot. Draw 2 cards. That's the job of a Wit Strike. Thank you for the HP. Imperial Ink, that seems like it's probably going to go to waste. Oh, right, I wasn't going to backtrack for these. I was just going to check and walk away. Consider yourselves checked. Was there something in here still for me? Aurora's teacup. I mean, I could. Draw 3 cards and put a card from your hand on top of your deck. Allies can only activate once per turn. So that's probably not worth it for that reason. Meteor Shard, cards attacks hit all enemies. No. This costs 3 less. No, I like the Ritual Strike Trigger and Krogs. Yeah, I think I'm actually just taking all of this money with me. Where does the 4 and 4 go, though? For the best exploration. This might give us a little more information. Drop a defend, make sure to windfall. There we go, that's all I wanted. Rain of fish. Get him, guide. You got him good, guide. Also sets up for some devastating wit strikes here. That's 22 times, then we just kill. Yeah, this doesn't have to go infinite anymore. It just has enough value to do it in its first cycle. Well, first. That was a new draw pile, but still. No. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to drop the Radiant Hearts in order to actually pick up the ink from this, if it's an ink, that is. Doesn't have to be an ink, it could entirely be... Let's start out with the Rain of Fish. Even without guide, we currently have 14 energy, or had 14 energy just a moment ago. Use that to get a card out of hand, and then another card out of hand too. Guide our way back up. Trance is like a really good interim kind of support for an infinite. It's an interstitial card, right? It's a transitional card. You use it when you don't have enough draw, but you have more energy than you have draw. And then eventually you get more energy. It's all good. Okay, shh. That's Hunt down in the draw pile right now. But I don't want it to play on you. So how do I get you to the front line? Probably get rid of Trance here. There we go, that Wit Strike gets you the front line. Use Hunt down. Okay, 42 damage 3 times. Remember, Gem of Gravity says this card's attacks deal double damage, so it's doubling the impact of that boosted attack, which is what I really just wanted to see happen. Although, if I actually want to be able to use Absorb Soul, which I do, I've liked the whole feeling of just using it consistently here, then I can't play Rain of Fish until after I've killed this character in the front line. If I play one more card, the enemy dies. I won't play Rain of Fish. The Crackthorn would have killed the enemy. Alright, 1900 golds. Just gonna drop all 7 Radiant Hearts there. No, thank you. Don't need them. No. God. You know what? I'm gonna precisioning that space, and then just more precision ink, which actually makes it so much more valuable. That is to say, the other Imperial ink is made so much more valuable. Nah, thanks. Maybe I just use this to get a little bit more money so I can be over 2,000. Actually, I'm over 2,000 as long as I kill the boss with a Reap already. Got that you. Fate, what?
Is it a frog?
You did it! You gave me the final one as well, I'm pretty sure, and you gave me exactly the one that I would actually use. You did it, game. Okay. One space out here, 4 spaces in opposite directions, and yeah, 2 spaces downwards, whatever. You got me, game. Oh, because I spent 25. Yeah, that makes sense. It's fine. We got an elite fight. We'll get more money from that too. I don't know why I'm keen on getting above 2,000 gold here, but I am. There's the guide. Sets up for a guide to go out. Okay, well now I need very quantized draws, so I'll use Ritual Strike for 2. Nice. Ah, Fate Weaver's gonna still... No, never mind. Rain of Fish is gonna have to just be played this cycle, rather than cycled this cycle.
More!
Yes, you can summon as many of those as you'd like. Honestly, like, most of my damage should probably just be done to the backline with the Wit Strikes here, considering Rain of Fish is going to have some trouble. Put that back atop the deck, though. There we go, drew it again. Defend my way to the front line, and then a giant Rain of Fish. Only problem is, it's almost always just going to kill the summons. It's not really caring about it that much. Alright, Windfall. Draw another card for us, please. Thank you. Wit Strike. If these summons were also giving us hunt downs, then that would actually be the optimal way to go about it, but they aren't, so it isn't. We're so close to a new cycle. I just play the Rain of Fish. And then we leave this Fate Weave in hand for the next time we see the Rain of Fish. That is to say, if there is a next time we see Rain of Fish. And there won't be. Bye-bye. 1997. I was 4. Good amount of gold to have, though. 2149. I was dead. Let's take a brush and Gem Silk Scarf. If the equipped hero did not attack this turn, draw 3 additional cards next turn. What is a next turn? Someone's gonna have to explain it to me. I've never heard of it. There's a narrative, right? Oh, okay, that's actually... Alright, what do you got? A frightening ritual is underway. A ring of summoners are seeking to open a gateway into a terrible, infinite darkness. One of them ceases their demonic chanting, taking on interest in the visitors. They hold a curved blade outward, silently asking for an offering. Reduce Siva's maximum health by 1/3 to gain a Void Stone. A legendary stone that just says this costs 0, or Aurora can do the same for the same. Sifa steps forward, placing their hand on the blade. The cultist pulls quickly, drawing a line of blood. The bone-white bowl is brought forth, and life essence is collected. In return, they place a dark gem in the hand of Sifa and walk away. The gateway hums with energy. You know, may as well make that cost 0. Maybe I make one of the Wit Strikes cost... No, it doesn't matter.
Interesting.
It doesn't matter. Raps. Stop. Stop thinking and start doing. Alright, what are we gonna do about you? Start out with Windfalls, sets up for a Ritual Strike, which then sets up for Guides. Which then I could use Guide to break hand capacity if I play Kappa Study first. Still play 1 defend, and then Guide. Draw a single card, 2 cards actually, and then Guide comes back into hand at the end of the turn anyway. Or end of the turn, the end of the now. We have Fate Weave and we have Rain of Fish in hand, so I need to... Actually, if I don't want to draw and I just want to put Fate... Oh, I play Fate Weave. We're draw choked. Wait, why did it try and draw me any cards there? I put Rain of Fish on top of the deck. I guess if it attempts to draw, regardless of whether or not it can draw, it will cycle. Okay. All of these games have different rules about when they shuffle their draw pile. I'd like to get that Rain of Fish, though. Start cycling again. Get the Rain of Fish again, please. Let's play the card that dissolves. I'm kind of... I guess I'm just trying to see how much energy I can gain. Actually, Fate Weave. Draw 2 cards and then put a card back on top of your deck. Okay, so... Wait. Weave. Let's play a normal Wit Strike. Alright. I got 2 cards left in the draw pile. I play Fate Weave, drawing 2 of them. Rain of Fish increments. We put it back atop the draw pile. Defend my way back to the front and then draw immediately into it. Before we get into the new cycle, we'll use it for 88 damage. Perfect. Then guide our way towards another Fate Weave. Let's just use Kappa Study here, I think. That'll do it. Fate Weave the Rain of Fish back to the top of the deck, and then draw it with the one that is going to modify its damage a little bit. We'll play it, and then go into the new cycle, do it again. Power down. -1 power for a duration of 1 turn. Oh, right. That was because of the effect of Drain Strength. I was wondering if there was some effect that was doing it outside of that instead. Let's Windfall. Simple draw. Okay. I'll trance to get 3. Discard a card. 3? 2? Okay, that's fine. This count's fine. Put the Rain of Fish back atop the deck. Use the enchantment weapon to power it up as well as draw it. 26 by 8. Pretty good. Yeah, it seems pretty good. I'm gonna start casting Guide, get a little bit more energy out of this. Let's throw a Kappa Study too. Ooh, good time for a Windfall. Enchant weapon into Fate Weave. We'll Fate Weave, drawing the Rain of Fish, popping it back atop the deck. Draw it with Kappa Study. And that is 28 by 10. Now, I would often try and then go very far past the point, but it will make absolutely no difference, and I could literally do it forever. So I didn't use Absorb Soul at the very end there, because I also did just want to see the big numbers. B-I-G-G. The first G is capitalized, the second G is not. Achievement unlocked, Greed. What is that achievement? Complete a run with 1,000 gold remaining. Yeah, and what's the achievement for completing a run with 2,000 gold remaining? That is Epilogue 7 complete. We get... Whoa. Well... That's a good card. 0 cost Ignite. Gain 10 Rage. The upgraded version is attack all enemies for 20. Also got Intimidate. Permanently reduce an enemy's power by 3. We know that's powerful. And then the upgraded version is by 5. Eureka. Add a card to your hand, to your deck. Add a card from your deck to your hand. Dissolve. 0 cost for Aurora. Love it. Time stop. Choose an enemy. It skips its next turn. Dissolve as well. Kaleidoscopic Prism. After you play this, shuffle 3 copies of the card into your discard pile with no gems. And that was 2 hours. Actually, the Infinite probably came together in about 30 minutes. So that was 1 hour and 45 minutes of Infinites. If you've stuck around, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Got this this old end screen, what comes up at the very end. It also has 20 seconds for me to do the outro before it just cuts me off so rudely. There's a series playlist up in the top left, as well as a YouTube recommendation directly below, as well as the folks streaming on the screen at the moment who support the Republic over on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Thank y'all, and see y'all next time.